All right, thank you. Thank you very much. I here from Los Angeles. I live in Hollywood. There's a ton of plastic surgery out there. You know, a lot of people getting like facelifts. I don't know if you guys have those up here. You know, those awful ones where people start to look like, you know, a little Filipino, you know? You got a little Filipino? Yeah, 52-year-old white guy. Yeah, that's all. Why would you get a facelift? Can't you look at other facelifts and realize they haven't worked all the bugs out yet? People, if you're thinking about getting a facelift, just do yourself a favor. Just wait it out. Let them practice on other people's faces. You know, didn't we learn anything with hair plugs? Hair plugs don't look half bad now. Saw this commercial the other night. The guy's like, oh, God, I wish I did this 10 years ago. It's like, no, you don't. 10 years ago, when they were stapling ant legs to the top of people's heads, everybody's eyes watering, trying not to look at your hairline. You wish you got hair plugs 10 years ago? Do you wish you got polio 60 years ago? Are you even listening to what you're saying historically? I'm telling you, the facelift, you can't do it, man. Why can't you just be your age? There's nothing wrong with being 50 and looking 50. Like, what would you rather be, 50 and look 50, or be 50 and look like a 28-year-old lizard? That's basically your options, right? I'll tell you what the problem is, you know, is that the facelift is actually a white problem. You know? I've never seen a black guy with a facelift, ever. Other than, like, the Jacksons, but they're all out of their minds, right? But I've never seen a black dude with a facelift, ever. You know why so many Caucasians get facelifts? You know why? Because we don't know anything about lotion. See that should have been a bigger laugh, but there's too many white people here. I'll help you out. You can put lotion in other places other than your dick, all right? If you ever wondered why your dick looks brand new, but your face, you're starting to look like an aging pirate, because you need to increase the circumference of the lotion distribution. No, I'm not judging you. I didn't put lotion on my face the first 33 years of my life. Never put it on. Till one night I was hanging out with this black girl, right? And a couple times during the night, she took it out, put it on her elbows, problem areas. I thought she had like a rash or something. Like, what, you got like poison ivy? She goes, no, you get like a little ashy. I went, ashy? She goes, dry skin. I went, oh. I guess that kind of offended her. I was like, oh. She's like, well, white people get ashy too. I was like, yeah, you know, I don't think we do. I've been alive for 33 years. No one has ever said, hey, Bill, you're looking a little ashy. I never even heard that word until you said it. She's like, you're an idiot. Stick out your arm. So I stick out my arm. She just goes, it's like pastry flakes flying off, track marks. She's like, you see that? That's ashy. What's up? All right. Thought I just got itchy in the winter. See, that's why you got to hang out with everybody. Right there. Oh, there's too much. Seriously, there's too much information in the world. And every group of people misses just a little bit. Like, white people totally missed the lotion seminar. I don't know where we were on that one. We missed that shit the way black people missed the whole register your weapons summit, right? Just never got, really? You're gonna groan that? I'm the only guy who's seen 17 rappers get busted for that shit? Every time I see it, it just blows my mind. It's like, what, do you just want to make an album over the phone? Why would you do that? Is that like the new auto-tune? No, it breaks my heart. Every time I see it, I just think, God, if he just had one white friend. One white friend in his entourage. The dude would have been standing there all dried out, itching like, dude, is that thing registered? Dude, are you serious? That's like 3 to 5 mandatory. Get that the fuck out of there. So, thank you. So, Schwarzenegger just got busted down on the States, yeah? That poor bastard, huh? Jesus Christ, another great man. Another great man brought down by another gold-digging whore. No? You don't think so? You don't think that that was a great man? Really? 3 decades of awesome movies? Bangs one maid and now you don't like him? Tell you something, that's a great man. He is. First of all, I get why he did it. Why wouldn't he think he could get away with it? Look at his life. Look how he talks. That guy should be unloading trucks in Transylvania. That should have been the height of his success. But because he's a great man, he had the balls to move to America and became famous for lifting weights. I lift weights, no one gives a shit. He stands there, people can't get enough of it. That should have been the height of his success. He says, fuck that, I'm gonna be an actor, despite the fact no one can understand me. Becomes one of the biggest actors of all time. That should have been his height. He says, fuck that, I'm marrying a Kennedy. Bam, he does it. Cherry on top, he becomes governor of a state he can't even pronounce. Why wouldn't this guy think he could bang his maid in his own goddamn bed and not get away with it? This guy has been in the zone for 4 decades. Give me the rock, I'm feeling it. I had a hit movie with a midget. This is a layup. I don't even need a condom. You guys are great. Thank you very much. Thank you. Oh, all the time. I do. My girl took me to a street fair recently, right? You know, they close off the block. There's like shawarma. There's like stuff made out of buttons, right? People with no teeth are making keychains, right? It's a typical girlfriend idea. It sucks, and it's gonna take all Saturday, right? No, we show up, right? The first thing she sees is this big table of nothing but homemade jewelry, right? Homemade jewelry. It's got twigs, macaroni in it. It's a table of crap. It's crap. The whole thing is crap. But she loves it. She's like, oh my God, look at these earrings. Do you like these? Do you think these are nice? I just want to be like, no. If they were nice, they'd be in a store, all right? But I didn't want to ruin a day, so I'm like, yeah, go ahead, check it out. I'm gonna go get some air. Even though we're outside, I think there's more air to be had, right? So I walk like 3-4 tables away, and I come up to this lady. She got this big table of nothing but muffins. Muffins, right? It's like 85 degrees out. She's selling muffins, and she's got this big, stupid, look at the muffins I made, look on her face. And the second I saw that part of my brain was just like, dude, what would happen if you just walked up and just said, hey, lady, these your muffins? Oh, yeah? And I just started going, blam, 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 blam. Like, how many of these muffins could I mush before anybody did anything? I mean, realistically, I think I could have got the whole table. Because even if you saw me doing that, it would take at least 5 to 6 seconds to process. Like, did they say he could do that? Is it like a game? Do you eat the muffin off your fist? That just seems like a waste of pastry. You know, there's no security at a street fair. There's no bouncer staying there. He's mushing the muffins. Okay, I'm on it. Sir, we're going to have to ask you to leave. You just choke me out. So I just started thinking of the horrified look on this lady's face as I started slamming these muffins. And out of nowhere, I just started laughing like a maniac. I'm like slumped over this fried dough cart. I'm dying. My girl looks at me. She's like, what the hell are you laughing at? And like an idiot, I actually tried to explain this screwed up thought to her. I swear to God, I'm just sitting there like, I was just thinking, what if I started punching the muffins? You know what I mean? I just started punching them. She's just looking at me like, why do I go out with you? Dude, but I swear to God, if I never broke eye contact the second I started hitting those muffins, that lady, she wouldn't even been able to call for help. I would have been in her head. She'd be like, did I go to high school with this guy? Why would you do that? Muffins are a happy food. I don't understand this. Not to bankers, I think they run the world. Bankers run the world. According to my YouTube Wikipedia research,
Don't listen to me. I'm an idiot. But I swear to God, I think they do. Fucking blowing off the president, you know? That's what killed me. Nerds. Nerds run the fucking world. I couldn't believe it. Doesn't mean somebody big and scary. Nerds. Remember those kids in 4th grade who would strike out playing kickball? Which was practically physically impossible. The ball was like half the size of your body, but somehow they do it. Big swing and a miss, penny loafer flying down the third base line. Those are the guys. Dude, Can anybody explain to me the difference between loan sharking and banking? Is there any fucking difference at this point? This one guy was like, well, dude, I'll tell you, the bank won't break your legs. Well, it doesn't fucking have to. What it's doing is legal. The reason why a loan shark does it is because what he does is not legal. So you're like, what do you do? Take me to court? Breaks your leg. Hey, and I'll fucking pay you. No, I'm a maniac. I'm becoming that guy. That conspiracy theory guy, you know those guys? You hang out with them, everything's cool for like the first 10 minutes you're watching the game. Then all of a sudden he just looks at you like, dude, there's no gold behind our currency. You realize that, don't you? You're like, oh yeah, that's great. Let me grab my drink. I think I'm gonna walk over here and sit down and get away from end of days down.
I've been battling with my girlfriend a lot lately. She loves to watch the Oprah Winfrey Show, and I love to watch her watch the Oprah Show. And then I wait for Oprah to say something that I don't agree with, and then I take it out on my girlfriend, because I'm a jerk. So, Oprah brings out her first guest, right? She gives her this huge intro. She's written a book, she's been in a movie, and she does the most difficult job on the planet. She's the mother. So immediately I look at my girlfriend, I'm like, really? Being a mother is the most difficult job on the planet? How many moms died on ice road truckers last season? Any moms get washed overboard on Deadliest Catch? No, I'm not trying to be disrespectful, but which job would you rather have? You want to scoop crabs up off the bottom of the ocean, hanging off some rusty tugboat, catching that trap to the back of your head every couple of weeks? Or you want to hang out in the sunshine with a couple of rugrats? You can send them to bed anytime you want on some trumped-up charges. Yeah. Trumped-up charges, yeah, because you want to have a drink and watch The Price is Right. I don't know, maybe I'm wrong. No, maybe it is. Maybe it is the most difficult job. I mean, I thought roofing in the middle of July as a redhead. I thought that was a difficult job. But evidently, these mothers, they're bending over at the waist, putting DVDs into DVD players. I don't know how they do it. How do they do it? Oh, the way they push that stroller with the round wheels. Yeah, and the baby in there. It's the most difficult job on the planet. Going to war pinned down by a sniper. What a joke. It's a joke. You ever burp a baby and forget to put that towel up there? Oh, there's another shirt you gotta wash, right? Oh yeah, lift with your knees and put it in that machine that does it for you. People, any job you can do in your pajamas is not difficult. Sure, it's draining, but come on, man. Being a stay-at-home mom, that's like my dream job. No boss, no time card, no taxes. You're off the grid. Hanging out all day, making grilled cheese sandwiches. Giving a puppet show, you dress like a dragon. Then some other adult comes home and gives you money. Yeah.
Actually, Nerd Jesus died in the last year, right? Steve Jobs. Yeah, he died, right? I know. A lot of nerds here tonight. I know, you're sad. I didn't get it. I didn't get the big deal they made about that guy. When he died, they were like, he changed the world. That was insane. He changed the world. The world was one way, and then Steve Jobs came, and it was another. What did he do? Somebody, for the love of God, what the fuck did that guy do? What did he do? He told other people what to invent? I want my entire music collection in that phone. Get on it! Right? And then these poor, nameless, faceless scientists got to go in a back room and figure it out. How the fuck are we going to get all of this into this? I mean, what year does this guy think this is? This is crazy. This is like Buck Rogers. Dude, my kid has a birthday in like 11 months. Steve Jobs just walking by. I don't hear any thinking going on in there. Just strutting around the office, eating some pretentious fruit like a pear. Right? Just throwing out ideas. There's another one. There's another one I just came up with on the way to work. I was reading a magazine the other day, turning pages, you know? I like to turn pages on the screen that aren't even there. Yeah, wrap your fucking heads around that, guys. See you in 8 years. Where you going, Michael? Big, little, get on it. Right? And all these people slave away to make his vision come true. And then they have the big nerd fest, right? Down there, Comic-Con, and all their nerd mecca. They're all showing up with their Acne and their Hulk shirts, limping into the arena, right? Does Steve Jobs go out with a whole chorus line of scientists? No, he goes out there by himself. Sneakers and no belt, like it was no biggie, right? Like he's Tesla, tapping into the atmosphere. I know, this is always uncomfortable. I know, you bought into it, right? That whole advertising, the way they aligned themselves with some of the greatest people of all time. Jesus, Gandhi, me. Remember that? Muhammad Ali, John Lennon, this guy. How the fuck was that dude like any of them? Gandhi didn't have a sweatshop. Nah, he didn't have people leaping to their deaths only to catch a net and get ricocheted back through the window to have to put together yet another iPad. John Lennon didn't have children in his basement pressing those fucking albums. I know. New phone can't fit the old charger. This is your hero? This is the guy? This is what all the silence is about? New phone can't fit the old charger, so then you gotta throw it out, ends up in the ocean around some octopus's neck. Do you realize how much sea life is ecstatic that man is no longer walking the earth? That's where it all ends up, you know. Doesn't go in a landfill, ends up in the ocean. You realize that? I hate people who say I don't pollute. I don't pollute. Yeah, you do. You use shit and you throw it out. Well, you think because you put it in like a basket, it just poof, disappears? Everything you ever used is somewhere. You ever think about that? Remember that flannel shirt you bought back in the day when you got into Pearl Jam? That's out there somewhere. Probably on some porpoise's face. He's trying to get it off. Stupid little flippers. All the fads. You remember rollerblading? Remember that? Everybody had them. We set up cones, we did little tricks, right? One little homophobic joke killed that entire fad. What's the hardest thing about rollerblading? Telling your parents you're gay. Full-grown adults. Dude, I'm not gay. I don't have the cooties. These mean I suck dick. And they just threw them out. They end up in the ocean. They're made out of plastic. They can't biodegrade. They just break down to little cubes. Fish are breathing them in. 6 months later, you're going out, you're getting sushi. You think you're being healthy. You're eating your old rollerblades.
I'm becoming a psycho. I've realized that about myself. I am. I watch conspiracy theory and like slap fights till like 2 in the morning on YouTube, you know? Yeah, I start like piecing shit together. I'm becoming that guy. I'm like that guy, you know, you sit there, you're sitting there drinking in a bar and all, you know, some guy's cool, you're talking about the game, then all of a sudden he's just like, you know, there's no gold behind our currency. You realize that? You're like, oh yeah, that's great. Pick up your drink, just fucking walk away. Oh, that's what I'm becoming. Totally into conspiracy. That's why I think Barack Obama is going to win the election. I think they're going to let him win. because they're in the process, they're in the process of bankrupting this country, and I think that they need a black guy to blame it on. Yeah, that's what's gonna happen. Dude, it'll totally feed into the rednecks. They'll be like, you see what happened? Dude, he's only half black. Well, that's the half that did it. That's what happened. I bet the white half was saying. That's what, see, I'm just fucking losing people. I am. I just look at TV and nothing makes sense to me. I'm sick of them telling me shit is shocking, that it's completely obvious. Crocodile hunter dies. Oh, can you fucking... Yes, I can totally believe it. It's why I watched the show. I watched it every week because I knew eventually he was going to fucking die. And I wanted to see it. Right? Oh, like that dog, the bounty hunter video, or the phone message he left. People are like, can you believe he left that racist message? It's like, dude, look at him. Look at him. Some redneck with the mullet down to his ass. He drives a pickup. He's got the gloves with the fingers cut off. Yeah, who would have thought he had a couple of fucked up ideas rolling around in his head? Dude, you know what would have been shocking? If he could play the cello. That would have been shocking, right? Yeah, then you'd be sitting there like, goddamn, look at Doc. Here it is. I thought he was some racist on his way to a steak and shake, and he's busting out a little Beethoven. God damn, I owe this guy an apology, God, I'd love to see his iPod. I can't imagine the eclectic mix of music. There's so much time I spend alone on the road, man. I actually spent so much time alone on the road, actually contemplated milk to the point I can't even fucking drink it anymore. Sitting there drinking, like, man, this stuff is great, tastes awesome, Then I started thinking it comes out of the carton, and I just did the police work. It comes out of a cow, and I'm like, I am fucking suckling from another species. We have such a crazy relationship with cows. You ever think about that? No, you can nurse from it, you can eat it, right? You can tip it over when it's sleeping, but if you fuck it, you're going to jail. All right, I'm thinking about getting a dog, everybody. I am. No, I'm at the point. Nothing alive is dependent on me. I gotta get out of this tailspin, man. So I'm thinking about getting a dog. My girlfriend wants me to adopt a dog. She's like, you want to adopt a dog? We should rescue one. You want to do that? I'm like, no, I don't. She's like, why not? I go, because I think a lot of those dogs, they're a little fucked in the head. Yeah, how do you think they ended up down there? It's like, dude, that's not a pet store. That's like doggy death row, all right? Why don't we just go to a prison and adopt an inmate on the off chance that maybe they didn't commit the crime, just roll the dice? Dude, fuck that. I want a brand new 2008 Bulldog, all right? I don't want some 1995, half a Labrador. It's got part of its ear chewed off, Every time I go to use the toaster, it starts freaking out. Because his last owner hung him from the ceiling fan every time the Jets didn't cover the over, Dude, that is an animal. That thing could kill you. If a squirrel wanted to fuck me up, if it just started running at me, by the time I processed, is that a rat? Is that mechanical? By the time I figured it out, it would have ran up my leg and just taken chunks out of my ear. Then I got to tell that story for the rest of my life, sitting in a bar. Dude, what happened to you? A fucking squirrel, right? Never get laid again. That's what I'm saying, right? I get one of those crazy dogs, get up at 3 in the morning to take a leak, right? I'm shuffling to the bathroom, and that's the exact moment his previous owner used to come home shit-faced and beat the crap out of the dog, right? I got no clue. I'm just, sitting there shuffling to the bathroom. Meanwhile, the dog's getting all amped up, like, fuck this shit, man. I promised myself I wouldn't let this happen again, all right? It's time to man up, man up. Ah! It's flying at me. Takes a big chunk out of my neck. Then what? I'm laying on the ground bleeding. What are they going to do with the dog? They're going to take him right back down to the prison like some repeat offender, have shackles on him and stuff. He's just sitting there hopping back in. We knew you'd be back. Yeah, go fuck yourself. Get me a milk bone, Wheel him in like Hannibal Lecter with that lampshade around his neck. I got to work on my temper, though. Something I really got to do. I let like the thoughts just spin away, you know? I was on a plane the other day. I actually had the urge to elbow an old lady in the face. It was like compelling. It was unbelievable. You know, when you go to get off a plane, there's like rules when you go to get off the plane, all right? It goes row by row by row. And this lady was all like, ooh, I'm 90. I get to cut everybody, right? So I'm competitive. I start fucking boxing her out, right? Start bringing down like the overhead luggage, you know? So she just starts like waddling around me. And all of a sudden I just feel my elbow like, dude, you're going to take this shit? This is ridiculous, man. The whole half of the plane is watching it. Come on, man. Come on, man. Dude, we got a wide open shot. Just real light. Poof. You know, I got to hit it that hard. And then you can play it off. I'm literally talking to my elbow like, dude, come on, man. We can't do this shit, all right? This chick's like 95 years old. We can't do it. I thought I had my body under control, and she got like to right about there, and then I felt my foot like, dude, we could still trip her. We could still trip her. Just throwing that out there. No, it's a sports analogy. Okay? 6 to 9 million. He got all of that one. He had power from both sides of the plate. He'd have his own fucking wing. Okay, but this is what kills me about Hitler. Killed 6 to 9 million people. Meanwhile, Stalin killed 20 to 25 million. Basically over the exact same period. Okay? Yet he cannot get arrested in the conversation of most fucked up dude who ever walked the planet. It's always, he's the next Hitler. He's the next Hitler. Well, how many fucking people do you have to kill just to get a little shout out? A little tip of the watch list that I'm on. All right? I'm telling you, there's not one cute picture of that guy his whole life. It's just all pure evil. There's no like teenage, like boy band years, like. You know what I think he was doing? I think he was just being a crowd-pleasing hack, if I had to guess. He's just telling those Germans what they wanted to hear. Once we have the best cars, we have the best women, Oktoberfest is the shit! And he's just shooting free t-shirts up. Fucking armbands, right? I don't get it. I just don't get why. You know, I'm really feeling it whenever I do this bit. I always feel the crowd. You guys you just don't like a sports analogy. You know? Let's go music, all right? It's Nashville. We'll look at it in a musical way. All right? Okay. Hitler drops an album. He sells 6 to 9 million copies. All right? He's got a couple of summertime jams, maybe a prom song. He just catches a moment. He has some Thriller. Okay? One of the greatest artists, one of the greatest albums of all time. 6 to 9 million in sales. That's like Hootie and the Blowfish, cracked rearview mirror. Now, if you guys were at home in your apartment or your fucking barn, whatever it is you do down here, sitting there with your lantern, and you're sound asleep next to your favorite bale of hay. You're sound asleep.
I'm sick of Obama's wife. Yeah. This isn't some Republican rant either. It's just kind of first ladies in general. You know, I don't know what it is. All throughout my life, with each presidency, like these first ladies, they've just gotten more and more like chatty. You know? More and more chiming in, like leaning into the frame, spitting out their ideas. It's just like, well, why are you talking? Right? You weren't elected. Shut up. Your husband's not running a lemonade stand here. He's running the country. You don't just chime in. Let me guess, is this considered sexist? It is? Why? Well, okay, you just nodded there, lady. Let me ask you this, all right? Let's say you had a leak in your house, okay? You call a plumber up. He shows up, and he goes, yeah, I think the leak's coming from the upstairs bathroom. We need to shut it up, blah, blah. Then all of a sudden his wife walks in, who isn't a plumber. And then goes, hey, you know, I'm actually taking care of it. Wouldn't you be like, with all due respect, shut the up. I need a plumber in this moment. I'll extend an olive branch here. All right, at some point, there's going to be the first female president, right? Exactly. Which means at that moment, you're going to have the first male first lady, right? And when that happens, that dude needs to shut his trap. I don't want to hear a word out of him. I want to hear from the president. You, sir, go do some first lady stuff, all right? Go get yourself some gloves that go up to your elbows. Smile and nod during speeches. Go put your own flair redecorating the White House, right? Which leads you to Michelle Obama, right? Now she's sitting there holding up those hashtags. Remember that hashtag, bring back our girls? Remember that? It's like, it blew my mind. It's like, why are you showing me that? I'm a stand-up comedian. Like, what am I gonna do to get those girls back? Why don't you look across the dinner table? It's like, you see that guy? That is the leader of the free world. Tell him to pick up a phone, call some Navy SEALs and solve it. What am I gonna do? Show up with a sharpened mic stand? Hey, Michelle said to bring him back. Oh, it's unreal. I'll tell you what kills me. Hillary Clinton might run. She might run. That blows my mind. I mean, honestly, she became a senator. She went from being the president's wife to being a senator. Just like that, lateral move. That's like Tom Brady's wife becoming the next quarterback of the Rams. It's like, what, you hanging out? You just pick it up? I sucked at sports and then I banged Tom Brady and I don't know what happened. I just picked up a ball, I started lacing it. I'm leading receivers. It was incredible. I knew it was going to be like this. You know what's funny? There's actually people out there that think a woman being president is actually a good idea. You know? Can you believe that? See that they do? That'll do something. That'll change things. How? How the is that going to change anything? Do you know what the president makes a year? The president makes $400,000 a year. That's it. He's trying to keep billionaires in line, making $400,000 a year. That's all he makes. He makes less than some people blogging on the internet. The president should have you money, right? He shouldn't be sitting there with his pockets turned inside. I need your help to get me the job, right? What do you guys all donate to the campaign? Is that what it is?
Recently, everybody. That's like the big thing. Yes, I did. I'm psyched. I went down to the pound. I got one of those free dogs. Free dog. That's how I say it, too. I don't say I rescued a dog. I hate when people say that stuff. They say, she's a rescue. I rescued her. Really? Did you pull her out of a burning building? Did you jump in a river with your wingtips still on with no concern for your own safety? Or did you just go down to the pound and get a free dog, you cheap fuck? Isn't that what you did? I did not want to get a rescue dog. I did not want to do that. My girl was all about it. She's like, we should rescue a dog. You want to rescue a dog? I'm like, no, I don't. She's like, why not? I go, because I think a lot of the dogs down the pound might be a little fucked in the head. You ever thought about that? Dude, the shelter is not a pet store. That is like Shawshank for a golden retriever. Why don't we just go down to the prison and rescue an inmate and just roll the dice that maybe the guy was wrongly convicted? You out of your mind? Fuck that. I want a brand new 2009 Bulldog, all right? I don't want some 1995 half a Labrador with part of its ear chewed off, you know? I gotta put together its backstory. Every time I go to use the toaster, it starts freaking out. Because his last owner hung him from the ceiling fan every time the Jets didn't cover the over, you know? Dude, that's an animal, man. That thing can kill you. Dude, a rabid squirrel. How fast a squirrel is. If I was walking home at night, minding my own business, and all of a sudden some squirrels started running at me, by the time I process, like, is that a rat? Is that mechanical? That thing would be up my leg, taking chunks out of the side of my head. I'd have to tell that story for the rest of my life in a bar. Dude, what happened to the side of your head? A fucking squirrel, all right? Christ, you don't think I'm sensitive? No, I'm not trying to say all those dogs are bad down there, but what if I accidentally get one of those Cujos or old Yellers, right? I'm telling you, they love dogs down there so much, you gotta watch out what they tell you. I was down there was this one dog, this thing was staring at me so goddamn hard. Maniac-looking dog. I'm like, what's up with this dog? She was just like, oh, he was chained to a pallet in a junkyard his entire life. And I'm like, does it have any issues? She's like, he's a little aggressive. It's like, well, were you gonna tell me that shit? You're just gonna throw it in my hatchback? Let me figure it out on the ride home? The thing's pulling out a sharpened toothbrush to stick in my neck. No, that's what I'm saying. What if I accidentally get one of those crazy dogs? I get up at 2 in the morning to take a leak, and that is the exact moment its previous owner used to come home shit-faced, beat the crap out of the dog. I have no idea what I'm setting off. I'm sitting there shuffling along in my slippers, trying my robe. Meanwhile, the dog's getting all amped up like, fuck this shit, man. I promised myself I won't let this happen again. It's time to man up. Let's do this on 3. 1, 2, 3. Ah! Goes flying at me. I'm gonna be laying in the ground in a pool of my own blood. What are they gonna do with the dog? They take him right back down to the pound like some sort of repeat offender? You're gonna see him on the news in like shackles, like shuffling along. We knew you'd be back there. Get me a milk bone. Go fuck yourself. You're gonna wheel him in like Hannibal Lecter with that lampshade around his neck.
So, I've been doing this for quite a while now, man. I gotta be honest with you, man. I just wanna make a zillion bucks. You know, go home, stare at the wall, you know? So I actually came up with a scheme, right? I'm gonna quit doing this comedy stuff. I'm gonna write a book on like relationships, you know? My girl's always watching that Oprah show. So I'm seeing people love reading about relationships. I'm gonna write a book on it. It's be called Women Are Absolutely Right, right? Chapter 1's gonna be Women Are you know? Chapter 2, if guys just listen to women, there'll be no war, right? Then in the back of the book, I'll have like a picture of me in like a turtleneck sweater with like the gayest look ever, just like, you know? So I look like I really understand women. And then a bunch of women will go out and buy the book. And they'll take it home to their boyfriend or the husband. You see that? Look at that. A guy wrote this. You really need to read this. Meanwhile, I make $1 zillion, right? I go out, I buy a big house, I get some whores, I fly them all in, get them all tested, just start banging away, right? And then right in the middle of humping one of them, you take a picture for next year's book called You Stupid Bitches, then all the guys buy it. Yeah. And they take it home to their girlfriend or their wife. You see that? That's the guy in the turtleneck sweater. You financed this.
So this lady down at the zoo, she taught this gorilla how to do sign language, okay? And I don't just mean like hello and goodbye, like literally phrases. This thing could like talk about its emotions. They were actually conversing. The gorilla's sitting there talking to her, oh my God, you look a little upset today. And she's like, oh, you know, I'm kind of sad. And they're just talking. So immediately, like my brain just went fucking crazy. I was like, oh my God, she's talking to a gorilla. I love gorillas. Who doesn't want to talk to a gorilla? And then without thinking that my wife is sleeping, I just blurted out, ask it how much it can bench. Ask it how much it can bench. My wife like pops up. She's like, what are you doing? I'm like, look at this, look at this. She's talking to a gorilla. And we both just got sucked into this thing, right? So long story short, she's sitting there, she's talking to this gorilla, and one day she decides to get a little kitten, little kitty cat, right? And immediately I'm thinking like, don't get it a cat. It's a gorilla. It's gonna twist the thing's head off, throw the body over there, play with the head for a while, sniffing it and stuff, and then later it's gonna walk over and set the head down next to the body and wonder why the whole thing's not getting up again. Because it's a fucking gorilla. It's a wild animal. Wild animals don't have pets, right? It's kill or be killed out there. That's it. They don't have little parakeets on their shoulders and shit. But it was the exact opposite. She gives it this little kitten, and the thing immediately understood that it was a baby, and this like parental thing came over. It was so like gentle and filled with joy, and just play. It was like beautiful, right? And then they just understood that it loved this kitten, and they started using it as like a teaching tool, right? So every night they take the cat back, all right? And then the next day they come in, and if the gorilla learned its phrases, it got to play with the kitten. They use it as a motivational tool. So the gorilla's like vocabulary started going through the roof. All right? So to cut to the chase, one night they take the cat home. Somehow the little kitten gets out. It got hit by a car and it died. Yeah, that cat you never met died. I'm sorry for your loss. I know you knew it, all of it, for fucking 20 seconds. You know? I don't know if it was dead instantly, like if it drove right over its head and that was it. Or maybe it just hit the back legs and it
tried to crawl away, but it was like stuck to the road, and it was meowing out, and it could see its breath. And right before it lost consciousness, the rats came in, and it was just screaming, and it had such cute little paws. It was like little socks trying to get it off. I don't know what happened, but you seem so fucking concerned about this kitten. Figure I'd throw out a couple of theories. More concerned about the kitten than all the Hitler shit, by the way. More of a reaction. More of a reaction, that's fine. Every crowd's a little bit different. It's not the point of the story, okay? The point of the story was now this lady had to go down to the zoo. She had to tell the gorilla that the kitten was dead, right? So she comes back down to the zoo, and the gorilla's all amped up. This is like its favorite part of the day. Its mind is engaged, and it sees its little friend. And at this point, its vocabulary is like crazy now. And the lady shows up, the gorilla's all amped up, and just looks at her just like, oh, shit! What's up? Yeah! Right? Now, I can't do sign language, so you're going to have to bear with me through the rest of this bit. I'm going to do the best I can, all right? So the thing's like, what's up? Yeah! All right? But the zookeeper lady, she has like, just sitting there all sad, trying to think how she's going to tell it, right? And the gorilla picked up on the vibe. All right? She's kind of like, hello. All right? And all of a sudden the gorilla's energy just comes all down. She just starts looking at the lady like, what's wrong with you? Is there something that I need to know? Huh? So the lady's sitting there, she's like, Jesus. Well, the kitty cat, it got hit by a car, and it's fucking dead.
It's The Late Show with Dave Hill and Herman. Tonight from the documentary Sicko, Michael Moore and comedian Bill Burr. Plus Paul Schaefer and the CBS Orchestra.
Please welcome back to The Late Show, Bill Burr. Bill, come on out. Take a bow.
All right, thank you. I gotta stop being a jerk. No, I do. I argue with my girlfriend all the time, and I want to be like it's because she's like a psycho, But I think once you're on like your 30-second girlfriend, you got to be like, all right, maybe it's me, Maybe I have some issues. I don't know, man. I find women to be like relentless. They're just like constantly coming at you. They're like these psycho robots that never run out of batteries. Every day they're just coming at you like, That's why you got to get like that hand up to try to create some sort of buffer, So they'll bounce off it, but they still always come in, hey, let's go see my parents. You want to try yoga? You ever have apricots? Let's go outside. It's nice. We should do something. No, it drives me nuts, but I'm trying to be a good boyfriend. So recently my girl took me to a street fair, right? You guys been to those things? They close off the block. There's like shawarma. There's stuff made out of buttons. People with no teeth are making keychains. It's like a typical girlfriend idea. It sucks, and it's going to take all Saturday, right? All right, you're done now. Yeah, she's like all excited, like swinging my arm. This is going to be great. I'm like praying for lightning, That was brutal. So we came up to this first table we come up to. There's this big table and nothing but homemade jewelry, right? Homemade jewelry. There's like twigs. There's like macaroni, right? It was junk. It was like a table of junk, but she loves it. She's like, do you like these earrings? Do you think these are nice? I just want to be like, no. If they were nice, they'd be in a store, all right? There'd be a roof,
some sort of structure would be built around this. The guy selling it would be wearing shoes. You know, it's junk, right? But I'm trying not to be a jerk, so I'm like, no, you know what? It's really nice. I'm going to go get some air. You know, we're outside. I think there's more air to be had. No, because I felt like I was going to snap. You know what I mean? You ever get like that? You ever just get like crazy thoughts? You know? Like you ever just like walk down the street and you see like some guy up on a ladder, you just have the urge to go over and just start like shaking it? You know? Or you see people sitting out on the sidewalk, they're like eating, laughing, like, hey, you want to come like, hey? Just knock all their stuff out. Dude, I have that all the time. Seriously, you ever drive down the street and you see like 30 people up on the sidewalk, you just think, no, you don't do it. You don't do it, you just think it. That's what separates like the psycho from the functioning psycho, right? You start really like analyzing it. Like if I just leave my hand here, nobody knows who I am. I move it 2 degrees over here. I'm on the cover of Newsweek. People cannot stop talking about me. Right here, it's like, hey, Bill, you want to go out to the barbecue? I think we could have a good time. Maybe bring the potato salad. One of the most horrific scenes we've seen in years. Bodies just strewn about. I'm just going to be there. All right. So I'm feeling these crazy thoughts at this street fair. So I come up to this table, right? Like 30 yards away, there's this lady standing there. She's got this big table and nothing but muffins, right? Muffins. It's like 80 degrees out. She's selling muffins. And she's got this big stupid, look at the muffins I made. Look in her face. And the second I saw that part of my brain was just like, dude, what would happen if you just walked up and just said, hey, lady, are these your muffins? Oh, yeah? And I just started going, wham, 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 wham. Like, how many of these muffins could I mush before anybody did anything? I mean, realistically, I think I could have got the whole table. Because even if you saw me doing that, it would take at least 3 to 5 seconds to process. Like, did they say you could do that? Is it like a game? Do you eat the muffin off your fist? That just seems like a waste of pastry. Dude, there's no security at a street fair. There's no bouncer standing there. He's mushing the muffins. Okay, I'm on it. Sir, we're going to have to ask you to leave. So I just started thinking of the horrified, screwed up look in this lady's face as I'm slamming these muffins. And out of nowhere, I just started laughing like a maniac. I'm like slumped over this fried dough cart. I'm dying. My girl looks at me. She's like, what the hell are you laughing at? And like an idiot, I actually tried to explain like she was going to get it. Oh, it's brutal. I'm literally sitting there like dying, like I was just thinking, what if I started punching the muffins? You know what I mean? I just started punching them. She's just looking at me like, why do I go out with you? Dude, but I swear to God, if I never broke eye contact the second I started smashing that lady's muffins, she wouldn't even be able to call for help. I would have been in her head. She'd be like, did I go to high school with this guy? Why would you do that? Muffins are a happy food. All right, I'm out of time. You guys are a lot of fun. Thank you.
It's nice to be back here down in the South, man. I had a real weird experience last time I came down here. I was in Nashville, right? Sort of an awkward social situation, right? I'm sitting at this bar. There's this white dude sitting like 2 stools away. I don't know him. He doesn't know me. And that Terrell Owens story was in like sports news. So I try to make conversation. I'm like, man, look at this guy. This guy just signed a $40 million contract. He's already bitching, man. How much money do you need to make? And the dude looks at me. He's like, you know what I say? And then he looked over his shoulder, which I now know is the telltale sign that the N-word is coming, and it's coming hard. Oh, yeah, it's not going to be pronounced with the A. It's going to be with the R. And he hit the R. He, like, stuck the landing. There was, like, a dismount. Klan members high-fiving in the background, like doing the wave. Just out of nowhere. So now, immediately, I'm looking over my shoulder like, dude, what the hell are you doing? You know what I mean? I'm waiting for, like, this hail of black fists to come raining down on top of me. I hate when people do stuff like that. That dude made me part of like a potential ass-kicking that I had nothing to do with. You don't do shit like that. He just had that word, hot potato, just threw it in my lap.
Trying to pass it down to the next white dude. I hate when people do that, man. You know, it's like, dude, feel me out first. Ask some questions. Do you like to fish? Have you ever fucked your sister, right? I start rattling off answers, then you go old school. You give me a pamphlet, you tell me about your militia. Don't just dive into it. That dude was one of the angriest people I ever met. I should have known that word was coming, because he was just watching Terrell, right? Anytime I would bring up, look at man, that guy's talking trash, he would just like flip out. He won't shut up! You know those people get like so mad they're not even looking at you? Their eyes are up, you just shut up and play the game! You know what's funny? I don't even like Terrell, but now I love the guy. Because every time I see him talking trash, I know this idiot in Nashville is just losing his mind, like kicking over his kitchen TV. Shut the fuck up! I like violence, man. I am. Not like when it happens to me or if I see it live. I like watching it on TV, you know? Watching people, you know, get attacked by animals. Just get blasted in the face or something, you know? Like, I'm a huge sports fan. You know my favorite, like, moment of, like, the last year was in sports? That Detroit Piston, Indiana Pacer bench clearing brawl. Wasn't that great? That was one of the greatest things I've ever seen. I was so confused when I watched ESPN that day. They were like, that was absolutely disgraceful. Basketball fans, they just must be... I'm sitting there looking like, I'm a basketball fan. I loved it. I thoroughly enjoyed watching out-of-shape civilians get the shit kicked out of them by professional athletes. It was fascinating. And I think as sports fans, we kind of had it coming, right? Because how many times you gone to a game, right? You got a little too drunk, you started screaming at some dude on the field who could clearly kick the shit out of you, right? If you saw him in the parking lot, you'd be like, hey, can you sign my stamp collection? I think you're awesome. You get in the game, you're all drunk, you're like, you suck, buddy! You're a piece of shit! And they're always calling him up, come on up here! No, come on up here! Well, they came up there. They did, and they kicked the shit out of everybody. It was great. It was like a cartoon. You're like beating up whole rows of people at once, like... I loved every second. I love how Ron Artest punched the wrong guy. Wasn't that great? He taught that dude a valuable lesson in life. When shit goes down, you don't just stand there like you're watching a movie like, wow, it's coming right at me. Must be in 3D or something. That was a 5'6", 110-pound white dude, had an angry 6'10" black dude running right at him. That had to have been in his top 3 nightmares all time. Right behind getting his dick cut off and being lit on fire. And he just stood there. He's like trying to explain himself. Well, I still have the liquid in my cup, so there's no way I could have... He's an idiot.
Every study they've ever done to determine who's smarter, men or women, every study comes back and says women are smarter. Every fucking one. Ladies, you shouldn't be applauding that. You know I'm an asshole. You know this isn't gonna end well. Did he say I'm pretty? Oh my God. Get out of the relationship. If every study says that you're smarter, okay? The question you should be asking yourself was, if we're so goddamn smart, how are we in the situation we're in? Well, you're in the situation you're in not because of guys like me, as much as you want to blame me. You know, ladies, you can't tell me you never drove by a sports bar on a football Sunday and looked at the humanity in there? All those dumb guys with their big beer bellies bumping shit. Hey, it's on my fantasy team! Up top, yeah! You want to get some more mozzarella sticks? Yeah! As a woman with your bigger brain, you never looked in there and thought to yourself, I'm fucking losing to that?
I'm losing to that. You had to go. This is how it was. You had to go out and you had to get a blow-up doll. And you had to fucking go out and get it. You had to fucking go out and get it. All right? You couldn't just order it off of an Amazon and some delivery guy shows up. He doesn't know what's in the box. You're standing there like Tom Hanks. Hey, how you doing? Great to see you. I'm gonna fuck that. You have no idea what it is. Now, dude, you had to go down and you had to fucking get this thing. You had to find a porno store, you had to work it out that was far enough away from your house that no one's gonna recognize your car. You drive down at like 11 in the morning. Who the fuck is gonna be there then, right? You'd park in the back on like a Tuesday, just sitting there in the car, psyching yourself up like, okay, I'm not hurting anybody. It's just an urge. Just get in there, okay? Hand in the money. Just get in there and get it done. You yank your hat down, you walk in with all your courage. And then you get in there and be too many other perverts in there and you get all psyched out. So what you do is you just grab a bunch of videotapes and you walked up to the counter and you had to make it look like it was an impulse buy, right? And you're walking up and everything, all the creepy shit was behind the counter, right? Just fucking heads and feet, just an ass, body parts, serial killer buffet. What fucking world am I entering? Oh my God, somebody's fucking a neck? Jesus Christ, right? And you set it down. Just make it look real subtle. Okay, buddy, is that gonna be all? Yeah, no. Maybe that thing down the end with the surprised look on its face? Maybe I'd like to take a shot at that. I don't know. The guy wraps it up, and then you finally get it. You give him the money. You fucking run out to the car. You have this whole weird emotion. You're like excited, and you hated yourself. Thank God I finally did it. What the fuck is wrong with me? You just drive off. You go back to your little shitty fucking apartment, and you had to blow it up quietly, so none of your neighbors heard. Just like. Then you got excited, start going a little faster. And just watching this thing slowly coming to life, just like. Right? And then you'd wrap those rubber legs around you. Yeah! And God forbid you got caught. Your roommate comes walking in, he's fucking a blow-up doll! Dude, your life was over. You had like 6 minutes to get your mom on the phone like, Mom, I love you, and you're never gonna see me again. Don't believe what people said about me. I'm so sorry. I'm going to Alaska. Oh, God, click. That was it. You moved to Alaska. That was no one ever saw you again. And that's why to this day, if you go to Alaska, there's like 8 men for every 2 women. Yeah, because that state is littered with men who got caught fucking shit they shouldn't have been fucking.
Dad, though. You know, I do. No, I analyzed it. I've actually finally come to the point. I want to have a kid, and I don't think it's that hard. I don't. Part of me really believes that, and the other part is I just like pissing off people with kids, you know? Whenever you say shit like that, they're like, oh, you have no idea how difficult it is. This is a great one to say. Well, I mean, I got a dog. I mean, you know, how much dude, you can't even fucking compare it to a dog. Yeah, I can. I just did, and I'll do it again. Mine's got 4 legs. Yours only has 2. Go ahead. Yours bites someone and gets a timeout. Mine gets put down. Stakes are raised. No, I think I know. I think I know how to raise a kid. You know what it is? You just play catch with them. I think that's the big deal, man. That's how you raise a kid. You play catch with them. You just talk about life. You distract them by throwing the ball. They don't even notice. You're filling their heads up with your theories. Right? You don't do it the old school way, the way your parents used to. Sit down across from you. You want to tell me about your day? Did anybody offer you any drugs? You're learning about sex? You're like, dude, you're fucking freaking me out. I'm trying to eat a Pop-Tart here, right? No, you just take them in the back. You play catch with them. That's it. You talk about life, right? What's that, son? We're not going to church today. Fuck that. That's all a bunch of bullshit. God's everywhere, but I got to go down there to see him? Really? And he's mad at me down there and I owe you money? Go fuck yourself. Just try. That's stupid. It's ridiculous. It's in here. All right? It's not down, it's in here. They try to take it. It's in here. You do something good, you feel good. You do something bad, you feel bad, you know? Unless you're like a sociopath and you don't feel shit, you know? Unless you got somebody duct taped upside down in your apartment, you know? And if you do something like that, I want you to feel like you can come to me, you know? Yeah, come to me, confess all of that. We'll go down to the precinct, we'll tell them everything. Yeah, I'm gonna turn you in. This isn't fucking Dexter. What are you, out of your mind? There's some feel-good serial killer walking around. He only kills the bad people. Listen, I know your mother and I, we've been arguing a lot lately, all right? But you know I love her. I love her to death, okay? It's weird. I love her to death, but when I watch her eat toast, I just want to choke her. I don't know what it is. It's the routine, right? Left and the middle. Just why don't you just fold it in half and fucking eat it? You know what I mean? It's unreal. You know? That's when you know you met the right one. When you want to slap the shit out of him, but you don't. You know? You want to leave, but you don't. There's something about him you just can't fucking leave, right? So don't settle down till you meet one like that. That's when you know. Till then, you know, put a condom on, you know, just bang as many as you can so you don't have a midlife crisis. That's what you do. Don't tell your mother I'm telling you any of this shit either. Yeah. That's my game plan.
No, but it's a scary time, dude. It's a scary time to raise a kid. That's the only thing I'm worried about. It's a really scary time, you know? I think they're getting ready to, like, microchip all of us. I'm not even joking, dude. Have you seen that new Duracell commercial where that woman can't find her kid in the park? You know? Dude, what kind of a fucked up way is that to sell batteries? It's a little hardcore, don't you think? Don't you remember the old battery commercials? They show some guy in a rainstorm, right? Changing a tire, takes out a flashlight. Hey, thank God they had Duracell. I can see how wet I'm getting. That was it. Now they're showing this woman, she can't find her kid in the park. She's sitting there going like, Kevin? Kevin? Has anybody seen Kevin? Sitting there freaking out, then she pulls out this device. And then all of a sudden, Kevin comes running out of the woods. And they're just like, Duracell batteries. It's like, dude, fuck the batteries. What was that thing she just took out of her pocket? How did Kevin know to come out of the woods? He didn't have an antenna. His sneakers weren't glowing. What the fuck is in Kevin that is connected to that? Dude, don't just show me that like that's normal. Ah, yeah, remote control kids. Let's go see mommy. Dude, that is some creepy New World Order shit. Evidently, it's a bracelet, and they just put the microchip in there. But that's how they're gonna do it. They're gonna scare the shit out of you that someone's gonna take your kid. It's just a bracelet. Well, what if they take the bracelet? Oh, we'll just glue it to the forehead. We'll just sort of drill it in there. I'm telling you, whatever they're doing to dogs, they're gonna be doing to us in like 10 years, right? They got those 6 microchips with their balls cut off. I'm telling you. They're gonna have us on TV waiting to get rescued like some accountant looking all fucked up at the TV, right? That's what you're gonna hear in the future. That's gonna be the future. Dude, you hear about Eddie? They turned his chip off, man! Dude, the guy's fucked. He is fucked. He made one little joke about the government. Next thing you know, he had to buy a round. His head wouldn't go through. They kept scanning it, nothing. He's outside screaming up at his satellite, turn it back on. They're not turning it back on. The dude's fucked. The dude is fucked. Dude, I ain't standing next to him. They're gonna shut my chip off.
I'm developing all these new fears. Like, I have a fear of flying now. I never had a fear of it. It's not straight across the board flying. I don't like small planes all of a sudden. I just don't like them. It has nothing to do with the plane. I believe in the planes, okay? I just don't believe in the pilots. Because you know why? I don't think the airline does either. Which is why that dude is flying that little plane. The airline was basically like, all right, we'll give you like 28 people. See how you do, you know? You fly them out, you land, you bring another 28 back. We'll let you do this for a while. You do this for a while, we don't get any complaints. No up and down, no, none of that shit.
We'll move you up to 35 people, and then one day you'll be in a jet. Woo, we're going a little faster, right?
People, let me ask you a question. Why the hell do people keep getting married? You know what I mean? Isn't anybody looking at the stats? What's it like, 3 out of 4 marriages go right down the drain now? People, if you were going skydiving and they told you 3 out of 4 parachutes weren't gonna open, you'd be like, yo, forget it, I'm not going. I don't like those odds. I'm just kidding, people. You know what? I'll get married. I'll get married the day I see a married guy who actually, like, looks happy. You know what I mean? Because every time you see a married dude, anytime you ask them what it's like being married, they always tell you it's good, but they have a look on their face like they have, like, an appendicitis. Oh, it's hilarious. You're like, yeah, you know, so what's it like being married? They're like, you know, it's good, it's good. No, it's good, you know, it's a lot of work, but, you know, it's good. You know, when you meet that right person and, you know, it starts to click, you know, it's a good thing. I enjoy it. You'll meet that person, you know when you know. I can't feel my legs. No, you know when you know. It's a good thing. Just... I love women, though. This is my deal. I love women, but you know what I'm finding? I'm not compatible with them. You know? I'm serious. Women have, like, too much energy for me. That's what I've noticed, you know? Like, you can't have a day off when you have a girlfriend. They just, like, see that open day. They're like, oh, my God, let's go fill it up with some stuff. No, and then they just come at you with one horrible idea after another. Horrible ideas like, you want to make some sandwiches and go to the park? No, every one of their ideas involves, like, walking around, like, looking at stuff. It's almost like they're trying to wear you down. After, like, 2 or 3 stores, you're, like, leaning on stuff. I don't care. Just buy something. I don't care. You know what the worst one is? You ever get that one? You want to go to brunch? You want to go to brunch on Sunday? And inside you're like, no! But you can't say that. You got to keep them happy, right? That's what you do. You're like, yeah, let's go to brunch. What a great idea. Why would you want to sleep in on a Sunday when you can go pay $18 for eggs? Now you're thinking. Now you're thinking. Then we can sit around and listen to your friends have moronic conversations about the eggs, like, is that pesto? Is that pesto in your omelet? Oh, it's asparagus. It's asparagus. I thought it was pesto. Oh, you just want to flip the whole table over and just run out of there.